Alright, so this is a Glock 41. This is the new 45 caliber Gen 4 Glock with a 5.3 inch barrel, and it has the 4.5 pound, it says 4.5 pound, but it actually isn't 4.5 pound trigger pull, but it's the same connector, or the same weight connector as the Glock 34 and 35 competition pistols in 9mm and 40 caliber respectively. This is the brand new 45 caliber quote long slide, and it is pretty cool. This one is the adjustable sight version, as you can possibly see. I think that may have made it a little bit more expensive. It comes with 3 magazines, which is cool. 1, 2, 3. The Glock mag loader, which you may find useful. I don't. I use the uplulas or my fingers. A useless trigger lock, and a possibly useful brush. Let's get that out of the way for a second and finish the unboxing. It comes with 4 back straps, 2 each of the non-beaver tail version and 2 each of the beaver tail version, medium and large respectively. And also this pin is for installing the back straps. You replace this smaller pin with the larger pin when you put the back straps on, if you do. I don't plan on using them, as the Glock large frame Glocks are too large for me anyway. I have large hands, but they're not Andre the Giant hands. I wear size XL gloves, and the standard short frame Glock 21 is about as big as I can manage. I still don't like the way this hump intrudes, so we'll think about that and maybe do a grip reduction at some point. Anyway, what else do we have? We have the Nazi fired case, and a catalog, and a manual, and a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to open right now. This is apparel and accessories. Glock apparel and accessories. Who would have thought that Glock would come out with a line of clothing? So anyway, oh, and it also comes with the rear sight tool. This is a tiny little screwdriver for adjusting the microscopic screws on the rear sight. So we got some mags loaded up. Oh, first of all, let me show you a comparison between this Glock 41 and a Gen 3 Glock 21. So this is the standard frame Gen 3 Glock 21, and this is one of the ones that I just don't particularly like. It feels larger and blockier. The grip is much noticeably thicker from front to back here, and also in particularly from here to here. I've done the measurements with a micrometer, not a micrometer, but with calipers, and I'm not going to show you the measurements because it's, you know, depending on how you hold the caliper, it's iffy. But I came out with about what the specs say, which is about, it's a 1/10 of an inch shorter. The new Glock short frame 21 is about a 1/10 of an inch shorter in trigger pull distance from the back strap to the trigger, from here to here, and it's about 1.5 of an inch, or 15/100ths of an inch shorter from in this area. So about 4mm shorter here, from here to here, and about 2.5mm shorter from here to here. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a big difference in how it feels. And this thing is just, it's enormous, and it's annoying, and it just doesn't feel good in my hand. It may, to you, you might be a real man with big giant hands, but big hands, I know you're the one. So This one, with the back strap removed, feels much better. It feels closer to the, the 17 size frame, the standard large 9mm and 40 caliber Glock frames. I guess it's not RTF texture, it's the Gen 4 texture. It's better than the Gen 3 as far as grip. It's not obnoxiously abrasive. It has the new style extractor with the loaded chamber indicator ledge on it. I don't know what MBS means. Maybe you can tell me. Major BS. Maybe that's what it stands for. This is made in Austria. There's no US stamp on here. And it has the standard Gen 4 larger magazine release, which I like. It's a better magazine release. Standard slide release. It has the smooth trigger, which is great because I hate the serrated Glock triggers. I put smooth triggers in all of my Glocks. And it has a noticeably lighter trigger pull than the Gen 3. And it has a pretty good, standard sight Glock reset. You'll be able to feel and hear this one no problem. But we'll have to check that on the trigger gauge real soon. Hold on a second. And let me just confirm that, yeah, this has a great reset, of course, but feels heavier. But let's put it on the scale and see what the trigger says real quick. So this is probably not going to look good on camera, but I'm trying to get this very parallel. You have to kind of disengage the safety and then. So this is the middle of the trigger. That went about 6 pounds 10 ounces before it broke. Let me try another one. And do the same. Try to do the same spot in the middle. And about 6 pounds 8. So that's 6 pounds 8. Well, 6.5 pounds, which is good for a Glock. And let's do this one more time. 6 pounds 6. So that's pretty good. And let's just, that's not scientific. I'm holding it manually, whatever. But you get an idea. So let's do this Glock 21 Gen 3 real quick, just for a quick comparison. And try to do the same parallel to the barrel, middle of the trigger. 7 pounds 8 ounces. £7 pounds 7 ounces. I'll do it one more time just to be semi-scientifically valid. 8 pounds. That was about 7 pounds 6 ounces before I jerked it over the stop. So I'm going to call it 7 pounds, 7.5 pounds for the Glock 21 Gen 3 stock trigger, and 6.5 pounds or 6 pounds 6 ounces for the Gen 4, which is noticeably better, and it feels better when you try it. Slide is longer, as you can see. That's kind of the point. Is the 41 is basically a long slide, but a slender, more slim slide than the Glock 21 SF in either Gen 3 or Gen 4, which are pretty much identical, other than, I guess, the recoil guide system, and the recoil spring system. But you can see that, maybe you can see, hopefully this is in focus. The Glock 41 is on the right, and the Glock 21 Gen 3 is on the left, and it's noticeably thicker side to side. And my measurements for the Glock 23 Gen 3, which is this one, slide was 1 inch and 3 thousandths, and the Glock 41 over here was 1 inch and 6 thousandths, which is probably well within my range of error on my calipers. So I'm calling them identical as far as in width, which is supposed to be. It's basically supposed to be the Glock 34 and 35 width slide, but with the 45 caliber. And because of that, there's a little ledge here as the frame sticks a little bit proud of the slide on the 41, which you don't feel on the Glock 21 because the 21 has a thicker slide. And it's about the same width as the frame, but this one has a little ledge here, and it feels noticeably. I understand that they're about the same weight, or maybe even the Glock 41 is maybe a half an ounce or a third of an ounce heavier, but moving around in your hand, the Glock 41 feels lighter to me, which seems a little strange, but it may be because it's a little bit. It just feels like it moves around quicker to me, which is purely subjective and I can't quantify it, so sorry, but it does feel lighter, and that might just be the difference in the frame. I don't know. I doubt it, but I don't have a Gen 4 21 SF to compare it to, so I just have to compare it to the standard 21 Gen 3, and I like the 41 a lot better. So let's see, what else do we need to know? Nothing that I can think of. If I can think of anything else, we'll put it in later. So let's shoot this a few times and run some mags through it and see if it chokes on anything. So, and let me make sure that there's nothing in the barrel. So I don't see any of the standard Glock, the copper anti-seize lube on this. They look dry to me, so I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of grease or oil on the rails, just a tiny bit. Also, you Glock nerds can maybe tell me what the sort of dot matrix code is on the bottom of the barrel block. It looks like a quick QR code or something, but and there's also some Illuminati code stamped into the underside of the slide. You can tell me what that's for. Let me just triple check that the barrel is clear. I saw copper on the rifling, so I know that it's been fired, but just want to double check. Alright, so I'll put a little bit of grease on there and we'll shoot a few magazines through this thing. Alright, this is going to be a bit of a compromise, trying to get me and the gun in the shot. I don't want to start with tooling. Let's tool it for a little bit later. So this is Magtech and Winchester white ball and some PMC ball. See if this thing works. See where it's hitting here. Hold on a second. Work. If I can hit those little guys. So that is Tula, and that is crappy ammo, so I'm not going to blame the gun on that. But you saw how many mags that was. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on the 7th mag, about the 3rd shot, got a failure to feed. I bet it's going to go if I give it a tap. Nope. There. So let's see. Let's try one more. This is Tula as well. So one malfunction in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mags. Pretty rapid fire. First shot's out of the pistol, and I really don't blame the gun for choking on that Tula. But anyway, so that's all. I'll make note of that one malfunction. The barrel is nice and hot. Slides hot, but not bad. I'm getting some annoying. I've never been bothered by the Glock finger grooves before. I have them on my Glock 23, and they don't bother me. But maybe that's just because the 45 jumps around a bit more. But this doesn't. This feels like it fits. I hit my hand in a different spot on the finger grooves on the 41.